Timo, obviously you've been here for a couple of weeks, but welcome to Home Park. How have you found life here so far?
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here, to be part of the team, to be part of the club. Straight away, I start playing in first 11, and it's very nice. It's for me, it's important that the club shows that I am an important player, and I can bring my confidence back. So yeah, first weeks were very good for me.
When were you first aware that Argyle were interested in you?
So it was beginning of January. So my decision was made very quick when I heard about a championship team which is highly interested in me. Then it was, for me, was easy to choose.
Yeah, I mean, Miron was telling us earlier, or last time, just how much he always wanted to manage in England. Have you always wanted to play over here?
You mean England?
Yeah, in England.
Yeah. It was always, as a boy, I was watching most of the times Premier League. I grew up as a Cristiano Ronaldo fan, so obviously I was watching Manchester and but all of the Premier League teams. So I was always want to play in England, and also my friends used to play here in Championship, Jóźwiak, Bielik. So they told me also about English football that is amazing, and I used to hear from them that this is the league for me and I should try it.
What can we look forward to seeing from you? What do you want to show the Argyle fans about yourself as a player?
Commitment, my physical ability, and crossing. I hope I'm gonna get the most assist that I can, because it's my thing to deliver, and also defensively things I need to bring them also.
Well, you put in a terrific cross for Rami's goal last Tuesday. That must have pleased you.
Yeah. So basically, it's my job as a wing back, as a left defender, to put the cross in the box, to create chances for my colleagues, and I was very happy with that.
Are there any left backs you've based your game on when you were growing up? Was there anybody you particularly admired?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Was there a defender that you particularly admired when you were growing up that maybe you've based your game on a little bit?
Yeah, of course. I have many things to improve. I can improve a lot, and so as a wing back, you have more offensive tasks to do, and as a left back, you have to be more closer to your centre back, closer to your goal, closer to the middle. So defensively, I have to also deliver.
And you're on loan at the moment, but I believe there's the possibility of making that move permanent in the summer. Is that right?
So to be honest, I'm not thinking about summer now. I'm just thinking about trainings. I'm thinking about games, and until summer, a lot of things could happen. So in football, 1 month sometimes it's a long period. So I'm just focused on the next games.
You mentioned earlier a little bit low in confidence. You were saying earlier in the season, is that right?
I mean, yeah. So my confidence is always on high level, but obviously when you not important part of the team. I mean, so I was joining Argyle to play and to be important part of the team, and so I get subbed 2 times in the halftime, once even before the halftime. So this is not how you give the player trust and confidence. You know what I mean? So when you join the team and you start playing directly, you have that confidence and that trust that the players need. So that's the thing.
And what do you make of the Argyle team? I mean, they also seem a little bit low in confidence at the moment, but there's still plenty of games left for you to try and turn things around, aren't there? Yeah.
So of course, when you lose some games, you can lose also the confidence, but we have to find it. We have to push ourselves to the limits, and we have to start winning, because there's still like around 20 games, so we can do a lot.
Brilliant. Best of luck. Thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Like Alan said, Timo, welcome to Plymouth. I hope you have a great time in the city. Just one question from me. Could you tell me your thoughts on the head coach, Miron Muslic? He's only just arrived at the club himself. He seems somebody with a lot of personality.
Mm-hmm.
What's he like as a head coach? What are your first impressions of him?
Yeah, so my first impression of him, when I saw him, he has like something kind of aura, like he's a boss, and he has a good personality to be a coach. He's a leader, and he tried to improve our game. He wants us to be high on the pitch, to be intense, to get into duels, to put the crosses. So also his idea is to play three in the back, to have these wing backs, to have these crosses, to deliver the ball. So definitely is the coach. Is the type of coach, and his idea of playing football is similar to my idea. So I'm very happy with the coach.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Hi, Timo. Have you scored many goals from wing back?
Me?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's a short answer.
Nah, I didn't used to score a lot.
Do you think you've got it in your game though? Because you can hit a ball, can't you?
Yeah, I think I can hit it, but well, I have to improve to score. I need to be more in the box when the other wing back have the ball. So more inside to have the possibility to hit the ball, because most of times I'm stick to the line, and I like more to dribble and cross and pass. So of course I think I have the quite good shot, but yeah, I need to improve my position game, to have this to have the possibility to score. So yeah, but back in the days I didn't score a lot goals,
Right. But you're a full Polish international, so you've still got room to develop all the time. You believe that, yeah?
Yeah. I have 26 years old in a few days.
Yeah.
So
Happy birthday.
Thank you. In a few days, yeah. So it's still like 10 years that I can improve and that I can be the better player even more, because I'm the guy who is training a lot, sleep good, I'm eating good, so I hope I'm gonna play until my 40s. So yeah, I have still a lot of time to develop as a player and to deliver my best version.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for your time, and thanks for coming
Thank
to
you.
see us.
Two questions.
Yeah.
Can you just pass my phone?
Of course I can.
Thank you. So, when you were called up to Plymouth, why did you decide that you wanted to come to Plymouth?
The club have an idea, have a knowledge of my style of play, and they told me exactly what they want from me and what is the plan. So basically, when I'm choosing the clubs, it's always about how much the club want me and what they know about me and how they want to play, and also it's of course about the league, about the team. So I also check the Plymouth, how they play, their players. So then my decision was obvious.
I mean, obviously, it's a very difficult time for the club given their position. What are your thoughts looking ahead?
Yeah, so as I said, the most important things is to think about the present, not about the future. So we have to focus on training. We have to focus on the game, especially because now we play a lot of games in short periods. So we have to be really focused on the games and to improve from the game after game. So we cannot looking on the league table. We cannot look what is gonna happen in 1 month. We have to be present. We have to be now. And that's all I think.
Miron, Burnley coming up here on Wednesday. They've been very mean defensively, haven't they?
Yeah.
What do you need to do well against them?
For sure, defensively, the best team, one of the best defensive structure. I think if you purely look to data throughout Europe, so this is a massive task for us. So we know the the caliber of Burnley. This is just a complete team. Very structured, very organized, very strong in transition, also very strong in individual actions, and then just not allowing a lot. So that's why we need to create moments for us offensively. We need to believe that we can also create moments of goal-scoring opportunity for us, and then they can also struggle. But it's up to us also to make them defend. They're actually very good in defending, and every time we try to attack, we also have to be very, very organized and structured in our rest defense, so the ball can't come back like a boomerang. So it's a big task in front of us, and that's okay.
Now, you've only been here, what, a week, 10 days or something like
8.
that? 8?
Yeah, 8.
How difficult is it getting your message across to the players? How long will that take?
Look, that's normal. I'm here for 8 days. We're playing tomorrow, the 3rd game already, so I have actually almost more games than training sessions. We are still in January. The madness of the transfer window is everywhere. We have a lot of players injured, a lot of players not available, selectable, a lot of players in a doubtful. So it can be quite hectic, but that's also part of our beautiful job. That's why for us it's so important to stay calm and to make not only brave decisions right now in January, but also good decisions, so we can also benefit not only short term but mid term. And that's why we need to be prepared. First of all, we try to get players in. We are working on that. A lot of clubs also. So January is never easy, and I think we're in a good way. And in the next couple of days, we're going to have also some new players here. We will need also these new players so we can support our current squad right now.
Will any of those be in time for tomorrow, do you think?
I think that's not very likely. No one of the injured player will also return back. I think Brendan. It's a terrible news, no doubt. I think he will need also surgery, so he will be out until the end of the season. And I think actually he was in a very, very good way. He played defensively very strong. So that's another player we're gonna miss. Not only his quality, also his personality and his mentality. Cornell will need another 7 to 10 days until he can return. So that keeps us in the moment right now with just only 2 centre backs selectable and available. And also Victor and Julio played almost everything over the last four weeks. So it's a challenging situation, but it's not an impossible situation. We will still have tomorrow a strong lineup and a competitive team.
Obviously, you're looking to strengthen wherever you can. Equally, other teams are looking at your players.
Mm-hmm.
Ironically, there's strong rumours that Burnley have made an offer for Morgan Whittaker. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I will not confirm any rumours. But Morgan is offensively our best player, our strongest player, and he's a target naturally in January. But he's still an Argyle player, he's still under contract here, so for us he's available and selectable, and he has a value as a player. And I think if other clubs want to grab him and to take him, I think they have also to pay the price for this.
How good a player do you think Morgan is?
Excuse me?
How good a player is he?
I think he's a very good player. He showed also, especially last year, how dangerous he can be and how that he can also have output. I think he scored around 19 to 20 goals. So that's a number you have to reach first. So he's a good player, no doubt.
Brilliant. Good luck, Miron. Thank you.
Thank you.
As Alan's said there, Miron, there's a lot of speculation about Morgan now. Mm-hmm. Have you spoken to him? Is he in the right frame of mind to play against the team who are being strongly linked with him?
But that's also part of our business, and we have always to remain professional and to respect the contract. So until there is no agreement, until the other team is not putting the money on the table that Argyle is demanding, they are all our players and under contract, and I think it's very important to stay professional all the time.
Do you expect Morgan to play for Argyle against Burnley tomorrow night?
Of course, he's under contract for us. He's selectable, he's playable. So, and I will try to put the best possible lineup tomorrow, and especially also the players who are really ready to give it all for green. This is where I start, and the starting 11 would also look like this.
As a head coach, as a manager, the January transfer window must drive you mad. You've got lots of games to plan for, and yet you come to press conferences like this, and all we're asking you about are signings and players leaving. How crazy, frustrating. What's the right word for January?
You guys make it crazy. It's not crazy at all. I love my job, and I'm very calm in my job. But like I said, these are just part of our job, and you have to deal with them. So the good thing about the January, February will come very soon, and then the madness can stop, and that's also then the right time for us to stabilize because there we will have definitely the squad we're going to have available for until summer, and that's also where we can stabilize Argyle first, and then if we can stabilize this project, then we are competitive also to grab and to collect points.
When do you think that we can expect to see some new signings coming into the football club? When's a realistic time?
I think it's realistic. I think even this week, it's still an early week, it's still on Tuesday. I think it's realistic, but without putting too much pressure now on the other side. We are working, and sometimes things take a little bit time, and we have to be patient, and we are.
Do you think that the team's league position at the bottom of the table is putting players off coming to this football club?
Yeah. Maybe because they want to sign first of all in the championship and also stay, okay. But then we also know the character of the team, because we need also right now. The situation is urgent, and the situation will stay urgent over the next couple of weeks and months. But then, if the player then really decides for Argyle, then we know he's ready also to picking up this fight, and he's ready to picking up this challenge, and he's ready to give it all so we can actually stay up. So on the other side, I see this as an advantage also.
Signing a defender, maybe two defenders, is really important now, isn't it? Argyle had Lewis Gibson, who was the captain, and went to Preston a couple of weeks ago, and there's been no replacement for him. And now you've told us about Brendan. How serious is the problem with defenders?
I think that's an urgent situation, because right now we have only Julio and Victor available, and they have to play every single game. And if something happened to them, we just, we are struggling. But we are working also on this.
Can you tell us anything about staff that you may be bringing to the club? There's been a couple of little bits of speculation about fitness coach and assistant manager. Can you give us some news on staff coming in?
I have to blame also you guys for this speculation, all these rumors. I think Ellie will communicate a little bit later, but Eddie arrived last night already. I picked him up. We had already a nice walk on the coast and a dinner, and he joined also for today the first session for us. So Eddie Latimo will be the first one. He was my head of physical department over the last 2.5 years in Belgium, and we had the highest physical output in Belgium for the last 3 years, and one of the highest physical outputs throughout Europe. So he's a top guy and just an expert in his department. The good thing about Eddie, he's also a coach, so I can use him actually off the pitch and also on the pitch. So he will give us a big value. And there is also other coaches waiting. The procedure to be able to work in England and to work as a coach in England are challenging and difficult. But we are also very, very positive there that over the next, hopefully, 24 hours, we will also have their positive news. But Eddie is here, and other staff members will also arrive very soon.
Eddie has worked at Swansea and Reading, both in the Championship, so he will be very familiar with the environment he's coming into, yes?
He also told me he played also one time here. So remember exactly the little locker room for the away team. He's very familiar. Look, you should know one thing about Eddie. Considered as one of the best physical coach in Belgium. He could also stay at Cercle, stay inside his comfort zone, also sign there for another 2-3 years, and still enjoying life over there. But he chose also to pick up this challenge. He chose also that this is the right challenge, and he chose also to leave this all behind and to go all in to support us here so we can achieve our goal. And that's exactly the spirit we need towards the new staff members, and that's exactly the spirit we need towards the new players. And if we can manage to do this, we will be stable. And as soon as we are stable, we can go outside and attack.
Can you tell us more about Brendan and his injury? You said he was going to have a scan on Saturday. What is the injury? What's the?
I don't know what I can confirm already, but he will need a surgery, so he will be out for the rest of the season. So it's terrible news actually, because I met him also, and all the feedback I get also from Nance and from Joe, just a good guy, and the right personality, the right character. So actually, exactly the kind of players and human being we need right now in this moment to face this challenge, and he will be out. Yeah.
Darko JB came off at half time on Saturday. Was he injured or was that a tactical decision?
That was a tactical decision. I also told him that he can do it better, and I also told him that the next chance to show me this, that he can do it better, is Wednesday night. So Darko will be there.
And one last one for me. Mohamed Tajani has not played since September. He's obviously training with you at the moment. Is he close to being involved in the squad? Yeah,
these are also some positive news that will not maybe help us over the next 7, 8, 9 days. But midterm, Mohamed is right now green lighted. So he's now in his integration phase towards the team. He's on a good way. And purely if you just see the profile of Mohamed, that's a big lad. That's a very physical number 9. And that's exactly, I think, the player we missed for our game, a clear target player, like Frey had it, like QPR had it with Frey. In moment of stress, in moment of danger in the build-up, you can always go to the target player. He can keep the ball, he can link up the game, and that's something we missed. And I think TJ will give us this opportunity. But don't forget, we have to be patient also with him. He was out almost, for the whole season. So he will need a little bit of integration time. But we can take a benefit out of him for sure.
Thank you for your time. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
All right. Sorry, do you want to?
No, you go for
the It's all right. I'm Richard from ITV. Just want to ask, so huge challenge for the next half of the season. How big a challenge is it?
It is one, and it's a big one. But it's not an impossible one. And we truly believe in this, and I truly believe in this. And that's my mindset every single day. And I know that we will need also some support to reinforce the squad. And from there on, we can move. We just need to get off the next 2 games, because the next 2 games are just challenging and very, very difficult. And we won't be also able to get also new players, especially not for tomorrow, maybe also not for Saturday. But as soon as we can reinforce the team, we can start to attack, and we will also. And the challenge will remain the same for the next weeks and months, and that's something we have to accept, and we do it also.
And what can you do to persuade players that Argyle is the place for them to come to?
Like we did also now with Eddie, convince them that this is the right project, and convince them also that everything in the next couple of weeks and months will be difficult and will be hard. And then you pick the right ones also. If you can manage to get the one with the heart and the desire and the willingness to actually do this, to step out of the comfort zone, to come here and to fight and to challenge this, and to try everything possible to achieve the very, very almost impossible. That's exactly the right spirit and the right character we need, and we are also looking for those kind of players.
Lovely, thanks.
Just do one, Brent. I was a couple of that. Sorry.
Well, Alan's already done 5 or 6.
Okay,
So
I was sort of a little bit different, if that's.
just do one and then we'll move on.
It's just something you mentioned last week about. We don't really know a lot about you as a person, if you know what I mean. You've come in, and not a lot of people know about you in English football. You talked about how you left Bosnia as a young man, I think, or a boy. As part of, I guess it was to do with the war in Yugoslavia and moved to Austria. I just wonder if you could tell us a bit about your background and kind of how that influences you as a football coach, really, and how tough it was a start in life you had.
That's only one question, but it will take me now
well, I was
45
told us
minutes.
now to ask one.
It will can you get me an espresso, please? Can you get me an espresso, please?
I was told us now.
Good afternoon, get on. I will get out of here. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
No, for sure. We became refugees in 1992, so we had to leave Bosnia and Puchacz, our hometown, literally overnight, with grabbing things you can grab with your hands. and we had to escape, and we became May or April 92 refugees, and we became refugees in Austria, and that's where our journey or our new life also started over there. In the meantime, I have the privilege to call not only Bosnia but also Austria my home, and I know that people who never left their own country cannot maybe understand this and cannot follow this, but it's a privilege to call Bosnia and also Austria my home. I spent there almost over 30 years, and we struggled our whole life, and this part of struggling is part of my journey, and that's why I'm always very, very optimistic and very positive. I've been in more challenging situations in my life than being a head coach and facing a possible draw or a defeat at the weekend. And that's also the message I want to deliver consistently also towards to the players, that life is a struggle with beautiful surprises, and there is always something worth fighting. And nothing was easy for me, for my family or for my sister. We became refugees, and it's not a pretty thing. But I never had the feeling that I missed something in my life. My parents tried very hard to provide us with the things that we need. My father worked for over 30 years as a waiter. My mother was a cleaning lady, and they tried very hard to give us a good life. So actually, they sacrificed for us. So that's why I'm sacrificing also for my family. It's part of our, I don't know, maybe of our culture, but maybe it's just also normal here that you sacrifice for your children and you sacrifice for a better future. So all the things that happened over the last 30 years, I became refugee when I was 9 years old, helped me become who I am today, and also achieving some things that maybe have been impossible. But nothing is impossible if you truly believe, if you commit, if you're convinced, and if you go really, really fully. And that's also the spirit we're going to need also over the next challenging months. Regardless what happened now, tomorrow, what happened on Saturday, what happened the week after, we will remain in this game and we will remain in this challenging position. And that's why I'm saying it's okay if we can accept this, and there's also a way out. So, yeah, a lot of things that happened over the last, it's a definition of who I am today as a coach, but most important, who I am today as a human being.
And one more, if that's all right, Ali, because there was a lovely answer. And I just wonder, you know, when you were that 9-year-old boy moving into Austria from Bosnia, how important was football? Because I guess it's kind of a universal language, and I presume you didn't speak German when you moved to Austria.
And we came
you were clearly probably good at football because you've had a career in it both as a player.
And we also came to Tyrol, to Innsbruck. That's not German. That's as bad as your English guys over here, so it's hard to understand. And
you talk about the accent
football,
there, right?
it's terrible. It's terrible, yeah. And that's why football is so important, because it's universal. Because when you're on the football pitch on somewhere on the street, it's not about your name, your last name. It's not even about your refugee status or not. It's only about the game, where religion, nationality, is my mother cleaning lady or a lawyer, has has no impact, has no influence. That's why we love this beautiful game, and that's why I always call it's the game we love. And that's the magic of football. And if I just purely look at the locker room of Cercle Bruges, we had over 13 different nationalities. If I purely look over there to the locker room of Argyle, there are just lads from all over the world, and it works. And it works. So imagine the world will be easy as a locker room. It will be a good place to be.
And you look at the world now, I'm not asking for a political comment here, but lots of displaced people over the world, wherever they're from. Do you hope that, you know, if somebody's looking at this and they're a refugee or they're displaced or whatever, and they can see your story and they read this, they think actually you can inspire them to kind of keep going and try and make something of themselves, be that in football, arts, whatever it is?
If this would be the case, then I will be very, very happy, because there's always a way out.